You guys ready for some advice? Topic today on Reddit. My fiance wouldn't sit down to eat what I had prepared for us until after he was done with his video game. I'm pissed and I don't know how to get him to see that it was disrespectful. So, I do go into these before I start recording and I kind of find some key details. I look for the sexes of the person writing. If they're complaining about somebody, I look for the sex of the person that they're complaining about. I look for ages. All of that is very beneficial information for, when I'm trying to give advice on any of these. And of course, with this one, I was curious about what video game it was, and I took a random guess, and I was right. Okay, so getting into this. I cook dinner for us a few times a week at least. I like doing it. That's good. And I really hate help in the kitchen, so I do it myself. I just had to pause, make sure I was reading that right. So this person likes making dinner and they hate having help in the kitchen. They like that is their own domain. They really enjoy making dinner. What this person doesn't enjoy, however, is that tonight, after they had spent time after an 8-hour shift on their feet as a cashier on a very busy night cooking us dinner, he couldn't be bothered to quit his game of Fortnite and sit down and eat with me. So, right off the bat, this isn't even about the video game itself. It's not about this person's significant other being a gamer. This is the first thing that this person actually complained about was their job. And I'm not gonna go on and on about how the projection that's going on. I'm also not gonna discredit the stress and the fatigue that having a retail job could put on you. I myself was once a cashier more than a decade ago, but I digress. So after I had put in all that work and bought all of it after work as well, making sides too. So full dinner, good main food items, sides, very good. When I said dinner was done, he had just started a game, and I asked him to either die quick or quit so we could eat. So I've never played Fortnite. I don't know how long an average game lasts, and I'm gonna circle around to that because I have two suggestions for the person who wrote this. He said no, so he will not just throw the game. And he doesn't like quitting games while he's playing, so he was going to take as long as it took for the game to end and then come eat. I was pissed and I told him I found it disrespectful given that I came home, made all the food for us, and he couldn't be bothered to quit one match that doesn't even matter. He doesn't think he did anything wrong. How can I explain this to him? I'm assuming this is not the first time that this has happened. It kind of comes off that this is a trend that happens. I don't know if it's every time you make dinner. I don't know if it's a couple times a week or if it's just once a week. You are not going to explain to him retroactively everything that has upset you in the relationship relating to making dinner and him playing video games. It's not going to happen. I would suggest you focus on, rather than looking at the past, looking at the future, what you're going to do together as a couple, how you're going to communicate that. communication. That's the key. Like I said, there's two suggestions that I have here for you. The first one is a compromise. Estimate roughly when dinner's going to be done in 10 minutes. And from that point forward, he cannot start a new game. Again, I don't know how long the average match in a game of Fortnite is, but it's kind of meeting in the middle. The the other option that I have for you is, you know what? Make dinner for yourself. If he can't really be bothered to quit the game, then maybe his maturity level is not where you want it to be, and maybe that's another conversation you need to have with him. And going back all the way to the beginning of this, when I said that I look for ages and genders of the people writing this, I'm assuming that both your and his age are somewhere between 19 and 24. 24 might be on the high side. But again, it goes back to the maturity level. First thing I do when my wife gets home from work, I literally quit all games. I ain't got time for that. So yeah, one of those two suggestions, think it over, communicate. Don't try to focus on the past, focus on the future. What are you doing going forward? Remember, if communicate.